Hey, how's it going? I hope you're having a great weekend so far. So, I'm hoping to bring a new kind of segment that I hope to release every single week, barring any busy weekends or anything like that. But it's going to be the nice weekend kind of roundup. So, I'll kind of go over what's been happening, say, when we get in the season, the games, any the loan activities to the players that are out of loan, see how they did. And just kind of any during like the transfer window, like now, just going over kind of some rumors and everything like that. Just kind of a summary of what's happened over the week or the last couple of days, barring, say, if there's a mid game or anything like that. I'll cover that on like a Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. And then by the weekend, I'll get like the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever. It'll either come out on Saturdays or Sundays, but today is July 17th. So what we got for this weekend's roundup. So they had their first preseason game on Friday, which was yesterday. I'll get into that a little bit, but there's a couple of transfer rumors and everything. There's one that's 99.9% done. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but by the time this video does come out, it probably will be confirmed and everything like that. So we'll touch in base on that and just kind of where we go from here and everything like that. Just kind of. So first things first is we're going to cover the game that happened yesterday down in Spain. It was a good quality game. The most important thing that you're looking for in these friendlies, especially when it's like the first, second, whatever, is how they're playing, what kind of system, what kind of rules, what they're doing on the field. The score really doesn't matter. I mean, it was a 4-2 win, and it's always nice to get the victory. But at the end of the day, it's not about the win in these friendlies because you want to be prepared in your roles and all that stuff before when they finally get to the regular season and everything. So we saw a 4-3-3 with one deeper midfield in Kilkenny and the two forward midfielders in Emiliano and Billing. And then the front three, which consisted of Anthony, Solanke, and Brooks. They played a more wide role and everything like that where they hugged the lines and anything, unless you had Zamora or Stacey overlapping them, which then there was always like a wide guy kind of like in the Guardiola system where he runs. So you're stretching out that, which then allows midfielders to have a little bit more space and a little bit more free roam to be dangerous and everything like that. So you saw a lot of that. Billing was in a lot of dangerous areas, making a lot of good passes and everything like that. He had a fantastic game, in my opinion. Other roles that other players that did quite well, in my opinion, were Zamora, Anthony with his goal, Kyle Taylor, who came on in the second half and had 2 goals that chipped in. Rossi did okay. It's good passing and everything like that, which obviously Parker's going to look for in his system because he's looking for center backs that can play from the back that are good on the ball, good with passing. So we'll see that going forward and who's going to be making starts there. Kelly was okay. He did a lot of good things, but then, of course, he had that silly, stupid challenge which led to the penalty. And it was good to get a lot of the youngsters some minutes and everything, even if it was against a team in the 3rd division in the Spanish leagues, which that was kind of like we need to take in consideration too, is with these youngsters and the team itself as a whole, is that they were going up against a team that's in the 3rd division in the Spanish league. So not top quality talent, but like I said, it's all gears back to the roles and everything like that they are playing and how they fared in those roles against the talent that they played against. You saw Stacey and Zamora pushing up more, which left Rossi and Kelly more isolated and everything. So I think that will be so kind of like shifts in the 2, and then they were like wing backs, kind of. They're more advanced like that than Kilkenny. So it's like a 2-3-4, and then the 1 with Solanke up top. But he's going to have aid from the 2 central midfielders who were played by Billing and Emiliano. So there was a lot of up-tempo passing and everything like that, so it was kind of a shift from the JT, and there was not a lot of long balls unless it was switching direction and everything like that, which you saw under Woodgate and everything. So it's a completely different system than what we're seeing over the past 2 previous managers. So there's still a lot of work to be done in the training ground, and as we watch these friendlies more and more, we'll see how the chemistry develops and everything like that, and how the team plays as they continue to get more familiar with the system. But I'm very excited for the system. It looks very promising. So we'll just see how, because Scott Parker's known for wanting to shore up the back, and of course we all know how Bournemouth defenders do. So we'll see how that progresses and everything like that, and see how that shapes up and everything. So, but yeah, one of the things though that I really wanted to talk about in that second half with a bunch of the youngsters playing, who really stood out for me, was Kyle Taylor. I thought he did a very impressive job in the time that he was on, especially with his 2 goals, obviously. He reminds me of a type of what Dan Gosling would do really, really well, in my personal opinion, is add that midfield role, even though Taylor was playing on the right side, not his usual advanced midfielder, that 10 role, was able to find space in and around the box when he doesn't have the ball. Gosling did really, really well in that. I had a lot of my issues with Gosling, but the one thing I always thought he did really, really well on was just finding that space to put himself in a dangerous area in and around the box as a midfielder, which is, you need that. You need that midfield in helping, so it's not all on the forwards. And that second goal especially, it was a very, very well-worked team goal. There was a lot of good passing, a lot of good movement, off-ball movement, but then you saw as it got closer to that box, Taylor was able to shift himself into a hole where the defenders were, and it put him in a very dangerous area where he did get that shot off, and he did score. The first one was, we haven't really seen a lot. I mean, there's been times when we've taken that shot and our other players haven't been moving towards, like if there is a ricochet or if the shot is blocked like that, just trying to get that rebound goal. Kyle was very attention to detail and everything, and he was working his tail off to get in that position, whatever. And he was hungry for that goal, and he got himself in that position to score that goal. So that was a very, very good thing to see. But it was a very promising couple of minutes. He was on there for almost 30 minutes, so that was very promising to see. I'm looking forward to see how he keeps progressing throughout the rest of the preseason, and as we get closer and closer to the season, we can definitely tell that his loan moves away, especially at Southend, where he got a lot of game time, have helped him significantly. It's just, I mean, any type of experience of first-team football is hugely beneficial, and it's just showing, yes, he's 22, and it's about, it's a do or die time for him, basically. So I'm hoping that he continues progressing extremely well through this preseason, and as we get on to games with tougher opponents, that he continues to do well. And the best thing we can do is just follow his progression and hope he makes an impact, so he can make an impact on the first team when the season comes around. But overall, kids did good, but we also, now a little bit of the negative and everything like that. Like I was saying, we got to take into consider that it was a team in the third division in the Spanish league. So I mean, there's always room for improvements. But then again, it's the first preseason game, so that's to be expected. So like you're not gonna bring out a polished, finished product and everything. That's just not gonna happen, especially with a brand new head coach and everything. So we'll be moving forward and everything like that. So it's a good game to build on. To know what the roles were and everything like that, the kind of things, and building chemistry between players in each position and everything. So it was a good game overall. Lloyd Kelly had a silly challenge which led to a penalty, which we all know Lloyd. He's a fantastic. He got the armband with Cook not being there and everything. So overall, it was a positive game. We'll see how they play going forward to see if it's the same thing. But you saw a lot of the fullbacks were pushed up, so it left Rossi and Kelly a little bit isolated at times, and the fullbacks were pushed up and everything, linking the wingers up there. So it's just one of those things, just to keep an eye out, see what happens going forward and everything like that. And hopefully when we get we got a friendly on Monday, and I think Chelsea's at the end of next week. I could be totally wrong. But other than that, so moving on to the transfer rumors and everything like that. So I guess we'll start off the negative first, is that we pretty much know that Asmir's gone. He's going to Everton. He'll be the backup there behind Pickford. Basically going on a fee. I had mentioned in my previous video, I thought around 5 mil would have been the price, so it's not even close to that. So, but there's nothing to be upset about, in my opinion, because he was fantastic last year. He did everything he possibly could to get us promoted. It wasn't his fault in the slightest why we didn't. And he was on big-time wages. And we just can't do that here in the second division in the championship. So I felt like it was a positive for everyone involved. I know Asmir, because he stated before that he wants to be playing week in and week out, and he'll not be doing that at Everton. But he'll be on the wages still, probably the similar where he's around right now. And it frees up our wages at the club, so we can hopefully bring in some more. So Asmir was an absolute professional about it all and everything like that. Never complained this offseason or anything like that. Didn't go to the headlines like a certain someone else. But so all I can say is bravo. Thank you for everything, Asmir. We appreciate everything you've done for the club, and we hope you have a great time at Everton and beyond for the rest of your career. So a couple ins that have been hitting the rumors is the goalkeeper from Newcastle. He was in for a medical per se, and but then was called back because there was an injury to Newcastle's number one. So that's kind of been, we'll watch how that goes to see if that is Begovic's replacement or if Travers is going to step up. Woodman was with Swansea the previous 2 years, and he had a fantastic year, especially last year, but 2 good quality seasons with them. He was with, I believe, Aberdeen before that. So he has a lot of first-team experience and everything, so that I think that would be extremely helpful for our squad, because Travers is kind of lacking experience. He got a couple of games down at Swindon, and then there's Dennis behind him, which he got the 1 cup game, but other than that, I don't think he has any senior games under his belt. So just adding experience right there in a top quality goalkeeper for the second division would be a fantastic incoming on loan. Another loan rumor that's been going around is, I think it's Leif Davis from Leeds. He is a left back, can play some center back, but I think that would be a great addition, because it seems like in the natural progression for Kelly would to be move inside. He did a fantastic job for Woodgate last year at the left side, but I think going forward under Parker's system, I think you're going to see him at the center back position, how initially envisioned him being when we brought him in. So we'll need some, and we know Rico has been shaky at times on the left side there, so any additional help would be fantastic for the squad, because it just creates competition, everything like that, and we need more consistent play on that left side. Zamora is obviously in there, and he had a pretty good friendly game yesterday, but like previous with a lot of these younger guys, they don't have a lot of senior experience. I know Zamora gotten a handful of minutes last year, and then was out on, no, I don't think he was out on loan before that, but so he's trained obviously in and around the first team, but he just doesn't have a lot of first team minutes under his belt. So, and for a team that's obviously wants to push promotion, we need a lot of experience and gradually bring in those youngsters. So that's it for the weekend update and everything like that. So comment down below on what your thoughts and opinions were on these over these past couple days about the friendly game, the rumors, and what we look to see forward. Let me know if there's something in the system that you saw that I missed out on talking about. Let me know down below. I'm happy to read, and I'm always, of course, wanting to respond and make that interaction with you guys. Make sure to like, subscribe. And just thanks for coming out and checking out my video. There should be, like I said, 2 to 3 each week. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of the weekend, man. Peace.